Hi everybody, and welcome to another Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire Wi-Fi battle. Today I have a battle against Rocky, and this is the same Rocky that I faced in battle number 23, so this is a rematch, although we are using different teams this time. So you can see he brought another competitive team, very powerful, and I just have to say, this was one of the best battles that I've ever had on this game. It was extremely close, extremely competitive, just a great match all around, so we are going to get into that and check it out. So I led with Donphan, and he led with Sceptile. So he goes right for the Leaf Storm. I stayed in here because I wasn't sure if he was physical or special, but I knew I could survive an attack either way because of my Sturdy, which I did. And then because of the attack, he's going to get a harsh special attack decrease. And because I survived, I'm going to go for the Stealth Rock to set up the entry hazard. So then he's going to switch out here and come in with his Fortress and take a little damage from the rocks. So I actually went for the Ice Shard this turn, predicting an attack, and I just wanted to get some damage off before I got taken out. So that's not going to do too much to him, and then he is going to regain some health with his leftovers. So I actually outspeed him then and go for the Earthquake just to get as much damage as I can before he takes me out. That takes him down to about half. So then he goes for the Rapid Spin, hits me, takes some damage from my Rocky Helmet, but then takes me out and takes the lead at 6-5. And more importantly, he gets rid of my entry hazards, so that's pretty big for him. So then I'm going to come in with Heliolisk, and he's going to switch out here. He wants to save his Fortress, so he's going to come in with Cresselia. And I went for the Thunderbolt just to get as much damage as I could, so that's not going to do too much to this thing. It is very bulky, and then he's just going to gain some health back with the leftovers. So I have to switch out then. I know there's not much I can do to this thing. So I come in with Gyarados, and I'm going to get the Intimidate to lower his attack. Not like that really matters, though. He actually went for the Toxic, though, so he's going to badly poison my Gyarados. And then he is going to regain some more health with his leftovers, and I'm going to take some damage from the poison. So he actually outspeeds me and goes for the Psychic here just to get damage, I guess, and that doesn't do too much to me. I go for the Dragon Dance just to get my +1 attack and speed off because I want to try and do some damage with this Gyarados before it gets taken out. So he is going to regain some more health with his leftovers, and I'm going to take some more damage from the poison. So he actually switches out then here. I guess he doesn't want to take an attack from Gyarados, and he comes back in with Fortress, basically as fodder at this point, I would assume. I went for the Waterfall to get as much damage as I could, and that is actually going to be enough to finish his Fortress off and tie the battle up at 5-5. And then I'm going to take a bunch more damage from the poison, which is going to trigger my Citrus Berry to give me some of that health back. So then he's going to come in with his Galvantula, and I have to switch out then. I don't want to get taken out with an electric move, and I'm not sure if I can outspeed this thing, so I don't want to risk it, and I'm going to come in with Sylveon. But it looks like he actually predicted the switch, so he goes for the Sticky Web instead to get an entry hazard set on me. So then he's going to switch out again and come back in with his Cresselia. And here I go for the Moonblast to do as much damage as I can. And that's going to do a decent amount, but not too much. And then I do get the special attack decrease, which is nice. And he's also going to regain some health with his leftovers. So I'm going to switch out then, predicting a Toxic. So I come in with Heatran, and I'm going to get my speed lowered by the Sticky Web. And he actually goes for the Moonlight, which surprised me a little bit to regain all of his health. So then he's going to switch out with his Cresselia, and he comes in with Dragonite, I guess predicting the fire move. And I did go for Flamethrower, so another correct prediction by him, and that's not going to do too much, as you can see. So then I have to switch out, predicting the Earthquake, so I'm going to come in with Gyarados and get the Intimidate to lower his attack. And he did go for the Earthquake, so that's not going to do anything to me, fortunately. And then I am going to take some damage from the Poison again. So then he switches out. He might be choice itemed in, I'm not sure, but he goes for the switch back into Cresselia. And I went for the Waterfall to get some more damage off, predicting the switch. So that doesn't do too much, as you can see, to Cresselia. Again, it is very bulky. So, and he is going to gain some more health with the leftovers again. And I'm going to take some more damage from the Poison. So I have to switch out then. There's not a whole lot I can do to this thing. So I come back in with Heatran, predicting a Toxic or a Psychic again. And I get caught in the Sticky Web again to lower my speed. So he did go for the Psychic, and that's not going to do too much to me, as you can see. Then he is going to regain some more health with his leftovers, and I'm actually going to regain some health this turn with my leftovers as well. So he goes for the switch then, and he's going to come back in with his Dragonite, probably predicting the Flamethrower again. But I actually went for the Flash Cannon this time, just in case he switched out. So that's going to drop his Dragonite to about a third, so that's not too bad. And then I'm going to regain the rest of my health with leftovers. So here he actually double switches me, knowing that I would predict the Earthquake most likely. So he comes in with Sceptile, and I did switch, predicting the Earthquake. So I come back in with Gyarados, and I'm going to get the Intimidate to lower his attack, although it doesn't really matter since I know this thing is special. And then I'm going to take some more damage from the Poison. So now he's going to go for the Mega Evolution into Mega Sceptile. And he outspeeds me and goes for the Substitute, actually. Gets that in. I actually go for the Outrage, just because I know my Gyarados is just about finished, and I want to try and get some type of use out of it before it gets taken out by the Poison. So unfortunately it's not going to do anything but break his Substitute, and then I'm going to take some more damage from the Poison. So he goes for another Substitute, actually. He's just trying to stall me out here, I believe, since I'm locked into Outrage and I am poisoned. So I'm going to go for the Outrage again and break the Substitute again. And now I'm going to become confused from the Outrage. And I am going to take a whole bunch more damage from the Poison, dropping me to 29 health. So this turn he is just going to go for the Dragon Pulse. And that is going to finish my Gyarados off and give him the lead back at 5-4. So then I'm going to come in with Sylveon. And I'm going to get caught in the Sticky Web to have my speed lowered. That's going to force him to switch out, though. Not much he can do to Sylveon with Sceptile. So he comes back in with Cresselia. I actually predicted the switch, so I went for the Shadow Ball this time. And that does a decent amount, but he's still above half, unfortunately. And then he's going to regain some more health with the leftovers. So he goes for the Moonlight again to regain the rest of his health, unfortunately. So that is very annoying. He's back up to full health again. So I went for the Shadow Ball again, just to try and wear this thing down. That did about, I'd say, a quarter, so not a whole lot. And then he's going to regain some more health with the leftovers. So I have to switch out again here, predicting a Toxic again. I'm going to come in with Heatran again, and I'm going to get caught in the Sticky Web and have my speed lowered again. So he did go for the Toxic, so that was a good prediction on my part. It's not going to do anything to Heatran, but he is going to gain some more health back from the leftovers. So he switches out then again, And this time he comes in with Galvantula, probably predicting the Flash Cannon again, which I did go for. So another good prediction on his part. That's not going to do too much, about a third to the Galvantula. So then I'm going to switch out again and come in with Sylveon. And I'm going to get caught in the sticky web and have my speed lowered again. So he goes for the Volt Switch, actually. That's not going to do too much to me. I am Assault Vested. So he's going to get the mandatory switch out and come in with his Azumarill. So that's going to force me to switch again. I don't want to get taken out by this thing. So I come in with Heliolisk, predicting the water move. And I'm going to have my speed lowered by the web again. He actually goes for the Play Rough, though. And that is going to drop me all the way down to my Focus Sash. So then I'm going to go for the Thunderbolt. And that is going to drop him to about a third. But I do get the Paralysis, which is good, because he actually is fully paralyzed, luckily for me this turn, and can't finish me off. So I got lucky there. So he's going to switch out then and come back in with his Galvantula. I went for another Thunderbolt to do as much damage as possible. So that is going to take him down into the red, but he is going to survive. And that's going to let him hit me with the Volt Switch and finish my Heliolisk off, unfortunately. So that is going to give him an even bigger lead at 5-3. And then he's going to get the mandatory switch out into Azumarill. So I'm going to come back in with Sylveon then and have my speed lowered by the web again. And he's going to go for the Aqua Jet just to get some damage on me. And that's going to take me down to about half. And then I'm going to go for the Moonblast and just barely not finish him off. That was very unfortunate for me, because that's going to let him hit me with another Aqua Jet and drop me to 17 health. But fortunately, I do survive that one and hit him with a Shadow Ball to finish his Azumarill off and come back a little bit. Now he's only leading 4-3. So he's going to come back in with Dragonite. And here, I really had no choice but to stay in and let him take me out with the Earthquake, since I'm starting to run low on Pokemon. So that's it for Sylveon, and he takes an even greater lead back at 4-2. So I'm going to come in with Gallade then, and have my speed lowered by the web again. And he is going to switch out back into his Galvantula. And I actually go for the Mega Evolution into Mega Gallade. And I went for the Ice Punch just to deal damage. And that is going to be enough to take his Galvantula out and help me come back a little bit. Now he's only leading 3-2. So he comes in with Cresselia, and that's going to force me to switch. I can't do a whole lot to this thing with Gallade, so I come in with Heatran again, and I have my speed lowered by the web again. So he goes for the Lunar Dance here. That was very surprising, caught me off guard. That is actually going to make his Cresselia faint, and he switches in with his Dragonite, and the dance is actually going to restore his Dragonite back to full health. So that was a very surprising play on his part. Tied the battle up at 2-2, but put his Dragonite back up to full. So he is going to go for the Earthquake and just take my Heatran right out in one shot with that, giving him the lead at 2-1. So now I'm going to come back in with Gallade and have my speed lowered by the web. And he is going to outspeed me and hit me with the Earthquake, but I do survive that with 43 health, and I'm going to hit him with the Ice Punch, which is going to drop him into the red, but he does survive. So this turn I'm going to go for the Shadow Sneak, hoping to finish him off, which I actually do, fortunately, and take his Dragonite out, tying the battle up at 1-1. So then he's going to come back in with his Sceptile, and he does outspeed me, unfortunately, hits me with the Leaf Storm, and finishes my Gallade off. So that is game. I lost this one to Rocky. Like I said, it was a tremendous battle. Really could have gone either way in the end, but he just made a few better predictions than me in that one, I think, which ultimately ended up in him getting the win. But a great battle nonetheless. Thanks for watching, everybody. As always, feel free to like and or comment, as well as subscribe to my channel. And stay tuned for more new videos in the future. Also, if you haven't already, check Rocky out. He has his own YouTube channel. I will post a link to it below, so you guys can check him out. He is a very good player, and he has some fun battles to watch up there, so please check him out as well. So that's it, and we will see you next time.